I've just finished my AT-AT. It's just a wonderful piece. It's a blue and black variant of the AT-AT. Just truly wonderful. I will recommend to anyone this set.
Yeah, there's definitely something which is a bit different.
Hello everyone, new video, and today we're going to finish the AT-AT.
Just doing a bunch of technique stuff at the start to make sure that the thing that we're building is just going to stand, because otherwise it may just crash. So that's why you have all those awful Technic pieces. I mean, if you do enjoy Lego Technic, well, good for you. I don't know why, but in English I've taken a wrong habit, which is basically starting a sentence, not finishing it. I don't know why, but I've seen so many people do it, and so I guess I was just gonna replicate what they were doing. What I mean by not finishing a sentence is just finishing by, so yeah. In French, I will never finish a sentence like that. It doesn't make sense. Why won't you finish a sentence properly? You know, you can just say, you know. It's just so extraordinary at the same time, but you know. So the AT-AT is literally rectangle. It's a rectangle. That's the AT-AT. I just love seeing how it can go from simple shapes, which looks odd. Like, I remember when we built the Millennium Falcon, it looked like, the Technic structure looked like a turtle. I don't know what was the logic behind this, but it looked like a turtle. I mean, I know the logic is for it to be solid. But, yeah, it looked like the turtle. And now we have a square, and a rectangle. Damn it. I am starting to hate those new instructions because, like, normally when I just turn the page, they are normally like this, and so I had a piece which was long enough, and so I needed to know exactly how many quantities, because I did not want to miss a piece, which is often what I do if I'm building too fast. By just pushing a bit further, I found out that, oh, there are 2 additional pieces that I need to be putting, which were just hidden entirely by the way the structure is. And I don't understand why they don't do, like, I remember for the Superstar Destroyer, or even, I think it was a Death Star, which had, I don't know how we say this in English. In French we say boudin. The instructions had boudin. They just had boudin, and with the boudin you could just easily see, like, the whole page with no issues. So why in Lego don't you have boudin? And, you know, I have hope that someone from the Lego group is actually watching my video, because I complained a lot about not having printed pieces on, for like the UCS or other sets, but like even for the, like for that thing, see, like it was a sticker, and so for the new X-Wing they actually printed the piece, which is neat. I like, yeah, that's great. Finally, at last. If you're from the Lego group and watching this, just please put a boudin. Put the boudin here, please. It will make things way easier for everybody, including the keeping it. So maybe it's a bit more expensive, but like, I mean, look at the pages, how they are screwed up afterwards, which will make it even more difficult if I want to rebuild it later on. So yeah, just please some boudin. Boudin is great. I mean, look at those boudins. That's perfect. Okay, it's heavy, it's a lot, but you have all the instructions in one part rather than having full boxes with full instructions. Here, you have all the instructions at once, which is just way better. And you have boudin, which makes it better for, you know, managing the whole instructions and reading it again and again and again, which is what I did. Please, Lego, just put on some boudin. I'm just too lazy to look at the term in English of what boudin means, knowing that in French boudin also means another thing, like actually it have 2 other definitions, but yeah, whatever boudin means in English, please Lego group do boudin for big instructions, or like even any instruction actually will be good for boudin. But please do spread the word, we need boudin. We need lots of boudin. Actually, now that I think about it, there's maybe 4 definitions, like meaning in French, of this word. So, yeah. But you've seen what I've wanted to tell you, so yeah, that's the most important part. For the little anecdote, thank you the Lego group for offering me this set. Because of course, if I had to buy it myself, I wouldn't have bought it so early. I mean, it's, you know, there are priorities into building and buying all the parts. And I got this set for free because I was part of what is called LAN, the Lego Ambassador Network. And actually, I'm no longer part of it, which was expected because, well, given my inactivity, I wasn't very much active overall on my YouTube channel for a long time, for very good reasons, which are very personal also, so I'm not going to share them. And at the same time, I'm kind of happy because I was feeling bad of being ambassador and having those sets for free, like, well, first of all, there's the imposter syndrome, but beyond that, receiving even sets which I didn't like at all, like new Lego Star Wars sets. And the issue is that they ask you, of course they ask you, hey, are you interested for the new Lego Star Wars sets, do you want to review them and stuff, and I'm like, of course, but at the same time, I have many sets which I received, which I will never have bought them, honestly. And also at the same time, I know that I'm not a Lego reviewer, I'm not someone who's doing all the new the latest news about Lego and stuff like that. That's not what I do at all, and I just build when I want to chill. And so, of course, yeah, there wasn't that feed at all, so like, it's just normal, and it was really inevitable that at one point we'll need to part ways. It was a fun experience, that's pretty much it. And now that means that I can also, I feel free to more complain if I want to. So, you know, ultimately it's all good, I think. For them, for me, and at the same time, I'm also glad because I know that, I mean, when I was receiving those sets, I was paying little attention to how they really costed. Like, I knew their price, but it's not the same of receiving something, you know, for free and just being like, and look at how good it is or not, rather than just going to a store and putting out your wallet and just paying for it. I mean, it's stupid, but at the same time, I'm just like, then. Yeah, that's a truly different experience. I knew it rationally speaking, but living it is quite different. And I'm just like, no way I'm going to buy this garbage set, for instance. No way I'm going to ever build it because I'm not interested and it's too expensive for the price that it is and that sort of thing.
This set is definitely interesting, very easy technique, very smooth to build. However, as I'm showing you right now, there have been some issues because pieces have been added by magic. Like, you have pieces which you need to add to the construction, which are shown on the instruction being added, but normally on the upper left corner it's specified what piece you need to add, but from time to time, like 3 or 4 times throughout the build, this information will be missing. Yeah, that was quite unexpected, but beyond that, and just a couple other issues, like for instance, sometimes I had completely the wrong parts, like just 2 times, which shows a bit Lego quality, in my opinion, degrading, like I've been noticing that over the various latest sets throughout the last couple years. But other than that, the build is really smooth, very enjoyable, very easy to build. I mean, you can totally like be even starting Lego with just this build in my opinion, because it's just so simple to do. And maybe I'm naive and I'm just too used to Lego, but this build is that simple to play with, to enjoy. And so, as you may notice, I've taken time off camera in order to be able to build it, just to enjoy myself, because ultimately that's what Lego is about. And building, following the instructions, which are really easy building techniques, even if get you know, repeating sometime, but it's normal given the size of the build. Yeah, it was very much enjoyable, very smooth. I did not see time flies at all. That's the proof of a great set for me.
I mean, when you look at all the various techniques which have been used so far, at least, those are very much simple. Now there is only the panels which needs to be done. The kind of the skin of the structure. The legs have very easy techniques which are actually pretty clever, and so overall the set is really easy to do. And so I wanted to advance a bit until the next video on the build, you know, to make things go a bit faster, and I just carried away. And yeah, you remember those first 2 pieces which we have attached together, which are somewhere under there, like inside here. Well, we have evolved quite a lot ever since. The build is just a wonder,
quite often there will be aspects where I think like, oh damn, I need to have added more pieces to add some details, or because like there are some holes in the structures, like they should have, or just making it more solid, you know? And at the same time, I know it's a Lego set, it's already costing 850 euros, so they had to reduce as much as possible pieces. So I think I already did some change in order to make things symmetrical. Because like for instance, over the cockpit, going to be the cockpit which goes right there, there are things which were not symmetrical, so of course I changed them. I brought a little box with plenty of pieces, of gray pieces, to make this very much symmetrical and have a smooth design. Yeah, as always, I need to make one turbo laser, so that's one part, and often, you know, it's just like wings on a vehicle, or else the instruction will tell you how to do one wing, and then you will have to follow all the exact same steps to do the other wing, which is exactly the opposite. And honestly, it bores me. So what I do, in this case, it's about cannons, and so there are two symmetrical cannons. I just reverse the same construction, so I build the two at the same time, even if I know that they are in opposite shape, in opposite directions, but it just goes way faster like that, in my opinion. Am I the only one who's doing that, or not? Like, do people often do that? Because from what I know, people just follow blindly the instructions, but I hate that, and I like to take, you know, to go ahead of the instructions. And this is a reactor piece. I remember when I inherited a Lego collection as a kid, like my very first Legos, I got that piece in white, I think, and I just amused myself doing some aircraft. So it's really fancy to see that this piece is still very much used. Alright people, so I've advanced a bit more regarding this construction. I must admit, it's way bigger than what I originally thought. It's effectively way bigger and it's way heavier. Like, this is a very good baby. Lovely baby. And actually, if you want to do some muscles, just like for the Millennium Falcon, which is right there, it's pretty good to start with such weight. However, this build, like I previously mentioned, have a major flaw. Things are not symmetrical. So if I take off this panel on the same, then those, they're not the same. It is effectively problematic. Therefore, if it is problematic, we got to resolve that. So I'm going to do it my own way in order to make the panel designs exactly symmetrical. For this design, I've removed a lot of details which are in these instructions in order to start from something clean. Well, for this, I put the Lego ones to get some inspiration. So I'm going to change what was originally planned to have something symmetrical, because please, I need something symmetrical. I can't stand things which aren't symmetrical. I know it is a struggle, I know it is an addiction, but when things are symmetrical, don't you find it so satisfying? Well, I just find it so satisfying. Yeah, I am addicted to things which are symmetrical. It just gets another level of perfection. So yeah, that's what we're going to reach. Why is it light bluish gray? Technically, why can't you just call it gray? If you don't know, Lego originally released a gray, but the gray looked really gray and not as good. And so they invented, I think it was maybe 2006 or something like that. If you are an expert, feel free to correct me in the comments. Make this gray, which has a way better and smoother flow to it. Every single set that I build, I leave it my mark. Like, I do a change or modification, which I think is just slightly better, even if it's not, but just because I'm allowing myself to be arrogant. After all, it's my Lego set, so I do whatever I want with it. But also to know that, yeah, you know, that's mine, and I've made this change. Anyone can try to rob me? Well, I know for sure that's my set because I made this change, you know. Is that odd? Yes, it is. Do I have to look at a psychologist maybe to treat those issues? Yeah, definitely, and that's what I do. So hopefully you do too, to keep a healthy mental state. Okay, so now just finished. Is it the best? No, it's not the best. But is it symmetrical? Yes, it is, and that is what is first and foremost important. Yep. And I just love how easily it slides. It's really easy to pull in, pull out, and that's done. So that's simple actually. And what I love the most is that you can do that up and like that. But like it's solid, because generally when Lego does that kind of functionality, it's not solid, it's garbage. But here it's very solid and you can just play with it even, which is awesome.
which is sadly Lego, something Lego doesn't do often. Let us just take pride in this moment where we have something solid. Now I'm going to get back the AT-AT at shooting at you. I mean, not shooting. Okay, that was nothing. Not shooting at you quite literally, but almost. I just lost. Yay! So yeah, let us get serious. The latest bags that we got will be quite rapid. We just need to do on the top and some 2 speeders and that's it. Oh, come on. Come on. I already see something and they're not going to make it symmetrical. Oh, yet again. Well, we're not going to follow those instructions. We're going to again change to make this symmetrical because it's at the center of the AT-AT. Symmetry is essential. Do you remember this box from the airport? I think that the speeders which are used in this set are actually exactly the same, which is fun because Lego generally never really did this to my knowledge. They always had different speeder even if they were very much close in terms of design, which is a surprise and a welcome one actually. Now all this construction was quite easy until this very moment. Because until this very moment, now come the terrible time of sticking stickers. Because of this, we're gonna put a sticker. Throughout the build there have been many stickers which needed to be put. I put none. But yeah, the UCS like description needs to be put. So I'm going to do it. And honestly, given the price of this set, it deserves a printed piece for that. And so now I'm going to mess it up. I know there are some techniques to put it and stuff, but I tried all those techniques and I still managed to mess up. And yeah, I just hate stickers, so I don't care. That's it. I hate it, it's not symmetrical, it's not properly put, but that's a sticker for you. Thank you, Lego. And we're done. It's finished. However, it's not really, because we have to do those top still, which weren't symmetrical. So now we're going to do all of that, which wasn't symmetrical. It's going to be fancy. Ladies and gentlemen, the AT-AT, massive and beautiful baby. Yeah, you can't really, I mean, it's not how it works, but still, cool nonetheless. The only issue that I have personally is that the gap between the legs is too short. You can see that they're touching one another. It's a lovely build. I'm definitely going to include it into my next mock. So if you want to see what it's going to look like, feel free to join my Patreon, and hopefully I'm going to release this mock quite soon, in a couple of months, especially with this lovely and fancy baby, which looks, damn, this one is just so light in comparison. You can see the difference, the small difference between the two. Yeah, there's definitely something which is a bit different. So thank you for following me. Hope you enjoyed this video, this construction. This AT-AT is just symmetrical. It's so smooth and I love it. Hope you have a pleasant time, pleasant day, pleasant evening, pleasant whatever. And may the force be with you. See you in another video.